So my parents were separated when I was really little, right? Like before I was born. It was kind of a one night sort of thing, except it was in the day, in a meadow, where my mom used to go every day to watch my father pass by. Anyway, I always knew who he was, and I'd see him pass by every day. And I mean, who doesn't? It's just, I never really knew him. He wasn't really around. He's not around.
We're better. Might we find a more precise illustration of the dangers of premature initiation than in this ancient tale of alternating parental indulgence and neglect?
So, I went to this expensive school, for like the sons of the rich and famous. And we were out on the playground one day, and this one kid, Epiphanes, he comes up to me and he says, so Phaeton, who's your father? What does he do? So I say, my father's the sun. He says, tell me another. So I say, no, my father's the sun. He's Phoebus Apollo. And he basically trampled me. Just literally beat the shit out of me. Like I was lying.
Neither his own opinion of himself, nor the regard for him or lack of it in his peers, obviates the father's primitive role as initiating priest for the younger being. Now, it cannot be contested that the absence of this figure is, for the son, an almost irredeemable loss.
So I go home and I say, Mom, this happened, at school, right? And she gets all upset, crying and everything. She still loves him, and it's an insult to her as well. And I say, Mom, if it's true, how come there's no proof of it, right? I mean, it's unfair to us that there's no proof. And she gets more upset, and she's crying, and she says, hear me, my child. By his splendor, your father looks down upon us. In all his glory, I swear you are truly his begotten son. That fiery orb you see crossing the sky each day, whose heat enlivens and enables the world and sets apart the day from the night, is indeed your sire. Blah, blah, blah.
When child occurs, beyond the customary Eden of the mother breast, he seeks to individuate beyond its enfolding gate and turns to new symbols of the paternal, thus beginning his spiritual passage from one sphere to the next.
So my mom says, go to the valley where my father goes to work every day, and just set things straight so he can do right by me, right? So I set out, and it's a hot, dusty, long way across Ethiopia. And I hitch part of the way, and part of the way I walk. Finally, I get there, and the hill is steep.
But this passage is never taken.
At the door in my father's secretary is the day and the hour and the century, and they know me and they say, come on in. And there he is, all shining and golden, so bright I can't even look at him. And he says, my son, you are welcome. Speak, Phaeton, to your father. I can't even tell you what this was to me. So I tell him everything. I just spill my guts. And he listens, and when I'm done, he says, let me grant you a favor. Whatever you ask shall be yours. And he swears to me.
The conventional exordium of the initiate from latent to realized potential is inevitably
So I say, give me the keys to your car, Dad. Immediately, he starts backpedaling, saying, it's my job. No one else to do it. Up in the sky, there's the bull and the lion and the scorpion to get me. But I say, it's my turn. You promised. I want to like the world today.
Father, or his substitute, must be assured before he transfers the symbols of adult vocation that the child is no longer operating from infantile complexes that might dangerously redirect his new path through the unconscious promptings of self-aggrandizement, personal preference, or even resentment.
Where have you been all my life, Dad? It's my turn. You promised. Hand it over. So he hands the reins over, but he won't stop giving me advice, like, don't fly too high or too low, stay in the track, go slanting wise, on and on and on. But I didn't listen.
Myths are the earliest form of science.
It was over before it began, right? It was total and utter chaos. As if no one was driving, my knees were weak, I was blinded from all the light, I lit the earth on fire, and I fell. And it just destroyed me. Just completely and utterly destroyed me.